Hey there, Melissa with Atlas CFO, and today we're talking about journal entries. And not just any journal entries, but the journal entries that are specific to commercial construction contractors. Let's get started. So the first thing to talk about is don't be scared. A lot of people tell me that they are scared and nervous whenever we get into journal entries, and they're just uncomfortable. Well, you don't need to be scared of journal entries. In fact, I was taught that everything can be fixed with a journal entry. Well, that's not exactly true, but it gives you the idea and the freedom to know that if you make a journal entry and you make it wrong, you can fix it. It's okay. Don't be scared of them. In fact, they are a very useful tool, and we are going to be talking about that today. So what is a journal entry? A journal entry is a method of getting a transaction into our general ledger using a debit and a credit. Now, it's typically not used to record like all the other entries. So usually it's not something that we would record normally, like an invoice or payroll or billing. It's something special. And maybe we can't use any of those methods to get this into our general ledger, so we have to use a journal entry. And one of the big reasons we use a journal entry is because we have to reconcile an account. In fact, many of the journal entries that we do is the result of reconciling either a report to the balance sheet or an outside statement to an account on our financials. There are most common entries. We'll call them most common. There's a lot of ways you can use journal entries, but for our commercial construction contractors, we typically see a journal entry every month for these three categories. So the first category is our beloved percent complete journal entry that is based on the WIP. And in that journal entry, you are recording the timing difference on all of your projects. There's more videos you can watch on this topic. Enjoy. But in these journal entries, you are debiting the cost in excess or under billings. You're crediting the billings in excess or over billings, and then the net effect is going to your income statement. The second most common journal entry is a depreciation entry. Because we really don't have journal or a way to record depreciation naturally through most of our software, we typically have to use a journal entry. On that journal entry, you're going to be debiting depreciation expense and crediting your accumulated depreciation. We've got other videos that talk about depreciation and fixed assets, so you can certainly check those out. For today, we're just talking about just journal entries. And then finally, our last category of journal entries are what we call adjustments. Well, this is a wide category. We can have a lot of things happen in adjustments. It could be because we have to reclass something. It could be because the balance in the account is not correct and we're going to have to fix it. Why do we have to fix it? I don't know. Things happen. So we have to use a journal entry to fix it. It could be to record something that we need for reconciliations. Think of like a bank rec, and we need to record a transaction that went through our bank, but we don't have a methodology or a method to do it very easily. So we make a journal entry. Perfectly acceptable. And one more final note on these other categories of adjustments, it is very dependent upon your software. Some software allows us to record multiple layers. For example, we can record a journal entry to a job and an account and a cost code or item or type. Other software does not allow for that much flexibility, and it really just uses general ledger entries for just a debit and a credit to a single account. Under this adjustment world, you really need to understand your software package and how it uses adjustments. So these are our main categories, although we can have other ones that we can certainly do. If you focus on these three, it at least gives you some confidence to know that you're in the right space in using journal entries for them. But before we finish up, I want to give you just a few things to watch for. One, accounts receivable and accounts payable. If you have something wrong in your aging, and so if you think about running your accounts payable aging or your accounts receivable aging and you see something on there, you're like, oh, that doesn't look right. Think about that adjustments category we just looked at. Depending on your software, you may not be able to use the journal entry. You also may. Just really depends on your software. So before you go ahead and just pick a journal entry, you might have to look at other methods, which is really the last one here, which is sometimes journal entries are necessary, but you may want to use your invoicing or your billing or your payroll adjustment modules within your modules before you do a journal entry. So software specific, we work in 14 different software packages, and so I can tell you even within those 14, handling journal entries does have nuances between them. And finally, If you find that you're always adjusting the same account, and it's not on our list from the last screen, which is under overbillings and depreciation, you may need to look at whether there's a systemic problem. Are we always coding it to the wrong place? Do we have a vendor set up that's automatically routed to an account that it really needs to be changed? Don't be afraid to really look at these accounts and ask, why do I make a journal entry? Now, on the first two, on percent complete and on depreciation, most common is a journal entry. So you're really not looking for those to change. You're looking for things in the reconciliation or to correct an account balance or reclasses. Because if you can get it right the first time, you don't have to make a journal entry, right? And then saves us time, all winning. That's it for journal entries. Really quick, really to the point. And if you want more information on either of the two main topics we covered today, which is percent complete, under overbillings, or fixed assets, check out our other videos and you'll get more information there. Thanks for spending time with me. I enjoy our time together and I can't wait to see you soon. Bye.